Watch the controlled stride with the hands pulling back and launch or body angle being set by these top pros. It's done so smoothly that the timing becomes easy and they can unload the rotation and snap with few mishits. Steve Emily and I took time after day one of SS USA Worlds to talk about rethinking the stride, instead working to develop a relaxed positioning step, greatly enhancing the timing of our rotation and snap. It ended up being a positive difference in both of our successful world tournaments. Steve, before our Saturday games, we're both 2-0 going into Saturday. Just for me, breaking it down into the three parts, mostly though just this stride. I was so much overemphasizing the stride, overdoing it, that it was forced me into a lunge and a drop down on my front shoulder. Here, it's ridiculous how easy it feels just to go 5% or 1%, just a position step to set the launch angle. Something we talked about, something I've done in the past, but I guess since my back surgery, I tried to create a lot more motion in my pre-swing and it never paid off.
Yeah, I think that's a natural tendency, is to try to compensate when you're not swinging like you think you want to swing. You try to compensate with your stride and overswing and etc. What I have found is that for me, the big focus is to really make sure I'm back here and get the correct angle.
Get connected back,
connecting point and make sure you got the right angle. That is just time after time has proven to be very, very, very important in this process.
And Brett and I both look a little odd. Some of the people we teach look odd because we start back here more connected. So I mean, for me, it feels more like just a little bit of a counter rotation and step, but hardly anything at all. And you can wait all day and pitches you'd swing it before because you made a big commitment to. All of a sudden, you can see they aren't going to be in your zone. You can lay off them. And it's amazing how little. Jeff Hall used to always say to me, he goes, every time I load up, I feel like something bad's going to happen. He says, I don't feel like I have any kind of a load up at all, you know. And I can find that here again now. It's just feels so nice and relaxed and easy. And even here, I've got a lot of hip issues and, of course, the continuing back issues. I went from a 28 to a 30, and I hit one of my longest ones of the day here with a 30 at the end. Simply meaning that if your timing is right and your hips are right and your lower body's doing a lot of the work, you get a good snap angle that you can certainly, the bat weight doesn't make as much difference.
Exactly. I think a lot of times people get caught up in the bat weight, and there's reasons, and it's all personal, and that's fine. But I do think, I always believe that you want to swing the heaviest bat you can as fast as you can, as long as you're not losing speed.
That makes sense. For me, going into the games today now, I feel like I have a pretty good angle now. My hips are turning up, and I feel like I have a really pretty good snap and cut to the bottom, whereas your focus maybe be a little bit more on the bottom third because your ankle net's better. I'm going back and I just sit there and do this over and over. I feel like I want to keep this as relaxed as possible so I can rotate at a slight up angle and cut through the bottom of the ball to drive it up. With you, it's a little bit different though.
Well, I think because you're back like this, you're already kind of set back and waiting. And what I've got to do is, because I start a little bit differently, and I take it back there, I've got to make sure that I do get that correct body angle and connecting point. And again, my contact point is exactly where I want it, which is huge. That's been one of my biggest problems I've had.
And again, it's easy for anybody who's out there practicing, and it's going to be something I'm going to do a lot when I get back home now, is to work on those three parts. Set the launch angle with the launch angle step, rotate and stab and drive at an up angle, and then cut through the part of the ball that you want to attack. Those three things that make it pretty simple, and you've got to find out which of the focuses maybe you personally fail on.
Yeah, so far I have found that my main focus, when I focus on the lower third of the ball, it seems to take care of everything else, but then it may not work all the time, but that's what I'm doing right now. It's working well.
Well, good luck, Dave.
Good job, you too.
Keep it rolling.
Go win the whole thing.
Oh! Bear's got a new mistress, and he's hitting power shots like never before. But something seems forbidding. Something twisted. A force is following him wherever he goes, and there's a flash of supernatural. Yet the power's addicting. He can't put the bat down, even as it starts to take control over him. Will he be able to control and harness his power? Or will it overcome and overpower him? This bat's not for everyone. Only those who wish to dominate, control, intimidate, and tightrope the borders of softball insanity. The Twisted Mistress by T. Marini.